Despite the Jets' decisive victory on Sunday over the Bears, there still seems to be some quarterback disagreements between Jets fans. And also, I've got the top 3 plays you may not recall from Jets versus Bears that affected the outcome of the game. Let's talk about it. And well, welcome back to New York Sports, WickerMedia. I'm Y2K99. Thank you, as always, for taking the time to watch these videos. So I want to get into this right now. There seems to be a lot of back and forth right now between Jets fans about should Mike White continue to play? Can you anoint him as the starter for the rest of the season? Yes, he had a great game. How much do we believe in him? Is he the starter going forward? And do the Jets need to give him a contract at the end of the season? There is so much disagreement on how to handle this. I'm just going to offer my 2 cents on this, and then we will get into the 3 plays from Jets versus Bears you may not recall that affected the outcome of the game. So I've got to give Mike White a ton of credit. Absolutely, I felt he was the right play in that game against the Bears, and he absolutely delivered. He was efficient. He delivered the passes where he needed to deliver them. His teammates love him. The fans love him. All seems well in the kingdom. But let's keep in mind again, and I know I've gotten a lot of flack on this on social media over the last 24 hours, but that's fine. We're allowed to disagree. That I continue to argue he did it against a hideous Bears defense that lost its best safety, its second best safety, as it turns out, before the game. Its slot cornerback, its rookie slot cornerback, plus it didn't have its top defensive end and linebacker because they were traded. This is a Bears team that has to blitz to get anything resembling a pass rush, is next to last in the league in sacks, 4th worst in the league against the run. I mean, this is a terrible defense. But I give Mike White all the credit in the world. He played an efficient, smart game, and he moved the Jets down the field, and it resulted in 31 points. Nothing but props, and he absolutely should be the starting quarterback for the foreseeable future going forward. But because Mike White decimated the stinky Chicago Bears, I am not sold on him as the starter for the remainder of the season yet. I got to see him do this against Minnesota. I got to see him be good against a bad Vikings defense. A Vikings defense that is allowing 390 yards per game, 2nd worst in the NFL. Let's see him, beat them all day long. Minnesota plays a lot of cover 2, as much cover 2 as anybody in the league. That can work into Mike White's strengths. Okay, so that is something I want to watch. And then the next week is an even bigger test against the Buffalo Bills in Orchard Park. We all know what happened. The last time that Mike White faced the Bills. 4 interceptions, and he was never heard from again for the rest of the season. If the Jets, I'm not saying they have to win both games. I don't think that's a reasonable expectation. But if they could get one of these 2 wins, and Mike White not being the main reason that they lose the games, it's going to show me something. So while I'm very excited about what Mike White could be, and he's an unrestricted he is an unrestricted free agent after the season. We got to keep that in mind. He's really playing for a contract. He is playing for his football future at this point. But I got to say, whereas a Jimmy Garoppolo might cost $15 million, a Derek Carr might cost $30 million, Lamar Jackson twice that, very possibly. You know what? If Mike White is willing to stay for maybe $10 million a year and he continues to lead this team to wins, maybe you can bring back just Mike White and Zach Wilson as your 2 main quarterbacks next season and let them duke it out. And whoever wins the job wins the job. But that's actually the main reason I'm rooting for Mike White is, if you don't have to pay him as much money, it gives you more money to extend a Quinn Williams, to extend a Bryce Huff, maybe keep a Connor McGovern at safety, who's been really good, by the way. So, oh boy, I'm really hoping that Mike White can be what we hope Zach Wilson, Sam Darnold, Geno Smith, Mark Sanchez, etc., all what we hope those players could be. So that's just my 2 cents on the quarterback situation. Now let's talk a little bit about the Jets-Bears game and talk about the 3 plays you might not recall that affected the outcome of the game. Now, all 3 of these plays, I'm just going to give you a little spoiler, came in the first half. Now, the first play we're going to talk about was with 6 minutes and 6 seconds left in the first quarter. The Bears had the ball. This is their first drive after the Jets had scored their opening drive touchdown. The Bears have a 3rd and 4 at the 4-yard line. It was a little bit alarming to see the Bears go right down the field, especially early in the game. They made some big plays against the Jets defense. But Trevor Siemian throws a pass to the right to Chase Claypool. Saucegardner covered him well. Incomplete pass, no flag. The Bears have to settle for a field goal, and the Jets keep the lead. So good coverage by Sauce on probably the best Bears wide receiver, and kept the game at a Jets advantage. All right, that's play number 1. Play number 2, we're going to go to the second quarter. So there was 8 minutes and 7 seconds left. The Bears are now up 10-7. All right, they've got a 3rd and 1. This is right after the Jets blew the field goal when Braden Mann couldn't handle the snap in the wet conditions, and then the Bears got the ball back. So on the 3rd and 1, Trevor Siemian tries a quarterback sneak to his right. But Jermaine did an amazing job to snuff this out. This is absolutely not getting enough attention. He snuffed it out, held him up, then in comes Quan Alexander in one wave. The next wave brings on C.J. Mosley, and Siemian is stopped short, and the Bears' offense momentum is stalled. They have to punt the ball away. 4 plays later, Garrett Wilson's in the end zone, and the Jets take the lead they would never relinquish again. Play number 3, we're going to go to late in the second quarter. 23 seconds left. This is the Jets' last drive. Now, I want to explain this. The Jets were heading the wrong way on this drive. At one point, they had a 2nd and 1 on the Bears' 38-yard line. But then a penalty and a sack of Mike White, the only sack the Bears had all day, took the Jets back to midfield with 23 seconds left on the clock. The Jets throw a quick pass to Denzel Mims for 11 yards. They didn't convert the first down, but it was enough to get them back into field goal range, although it was questionable if it was even going to be field goal range, the way that rain was just coming down in buckets. But this time, Braden Mann's got his gloves on, catches the snap cleanly, places it right where Greg Zuerlein wants it, and he booms that 57-yard field goal right through those yellow uprights, and probably would have been good from 65 yards. And instead of a 14-10 Jets lead, it's a 17-10 Jets lead going into halftime. And, of course, the Jets would go on to add 2 more touchdowns for the 31-10 win, raising their record to 7-4. And now they're on their way to Minnesota to face the Vikings, that powerhouse Vikings offense at US Bank Stadium. Should be quite a matchup. We're going to break that down as the days go on. But, again, thanks very much. If you enjoy what you're watching, please click that thumbs up to help spread the word and get the videos out there to more people, which is what we really, really want to do. Please subscribe if you haven't already. My goal is to get to 500 subscribers as soon as I can. I want 400 by Christmas. That's what I'm hoping for. I want more and more people to watch this crazy content. Then it's going to be up to 500. Then we're halfway to that 1,000 subscriber goal that I truly, truly want to get to. I want to thank all of you for watching, for subscribing, for supporting. And by the way, leave me a comment in there. What are your thoughts about Mike White as the Jets starting quarterback? Should Robert Saleh commit to him for just this week, or are we safe at this point to commit to him for the rest of the year, barring anything unforeseen? Look forward to hearing what you all have to say. Thanks again. I'll see you back here with more content from you know where. The Wicker Chair.